Welcome to today's deep dive, where we take a closer look at one of the most shocking and controversial stories making headlines across the internet. The claim that scientists in China are developing a humanoid pregnancy robot equipped with an artificial womb. At first glance, the idea sounds like pure science fiction, a machine capable of carrying a human baby from conception to birth. For many, this immediately sparks curiosity, awe, and even fear. Could technology really replace one of the most natural and sacred processes of human life? Would such an invention reshape society, family, and the very meaning of motherhood? Or is this yet another example of sensational headlines designed to go viral and stir debate? Reports suggest that this so-called pregnancy robot could be capable of creating a safe environment for embryos, nourishing them, and monitoring their development until birth. The concept quickly spread across social media, fueled by dramatic images of a chrome-plated humanoid with wires and tubes connecting to a glass womb. Some news outlets even reported on its potential use as a solution for infertility, population decline, or the dangers associated with human pregnancies. But here's the critical question. How much of this is fact, and how much is fiction? Is China really leading a breakthrough in reproductive robotics? Or are we looking at exaggerated claims mixed with half-truths and imagination? In this video, we'll uncover the origins of the pregnancy robot story, fact-check the claims, and explore the real science of artificial wombs. We'll also examine the technical challenges, the ethical dilemmas, and the potential social consequences if technology ever reached this point. So stay with us, because the truth may be even more fascinating and more unsettling than the rumor itself. Let's unravel this intriguing story together. According to several outlets, ranging from India Today and the Times of India to Newsweek, this idea emerged from a Chinese robotics firm, Kaiwa Technology, allegedly headed by Dr. Zhang Qifeng. Reports claim he announced a prototype robot, resembling a sleek human form with internal wiring and a womb-like chamber, coming as soon as 2026 with a price tag under 100,000 yuan, approximately $14,000. VN Express International. The Times of India. The company is said to be engineering a system where the fetus rests in artificial amniotic fluid, receives nutrients via tubes, and develops in a controlled environment, mimicking a natural pregnancy. Express. The Economic Times. This concept ignited excitement and ethical debate about the future of reproductive technology. The Times of India. New York Post. But before you start picturing high-tech baby-making robots, there's a catch. Fact-checkers and credible academics have dismissed the story as false. Institutions like Nanyang Technological University, NTU, have confirmed that no Dr. Zhang Qifeng ever graduated from there, nor has any such gestation robot been developed in their labs. Snopes.com. Live Science. Authorities at NTU have categorically denied these claims, and major debunking outlets like Snopes and Live Science have labeled the story a hoax. Snopes.com. Live Science. So, what sparked this sensational rumor, and why did it spread so rapidly? Over the next hour, we'll explore the real origins of the story, the existing milestones in artificial womb research, the biological and technical roadblocks, and the profound ethical and social implications if such technology ever becomes possible. But is Zhang Qifeng real? According to official records and statements from Nanyang Technological University, NTU, the answer is no. Live Science reported that no PhD student or graduate by that name exists at NTU, nor has the university ever been connected to a project involving humanoid robots with artificial wombs. In fact, NTU publicly denied any involvement, making it clear that the viral claims were fabricated. Further investigation by fact-checkers, such as Snopes, uncovered that the photos and videos circulating online were either digitally altered or taken out of unrelated contexts. What at first appeared to be prototypes of pregnancy robots were in reality nothing more than cleverly edited visuals designed to spark curiosity and fear. The speed at which this story spread highlights how sensational headlines, especially those involving futuristic technology, reproduction, and China, tend to gain massive traction online. When combined with a lack of immediate verification, such stories can blur the line between fact and fiction. So what we are left with is not a groundbreaking medical or robotic breakthrough, but rather a case study in viral misinformation. It's a reminder that not everything we see online, no matter how convincing, is rooted in truth. Though the so-called pregnancy robot is fictitious, the concept it draws from, artificial womb technology, is very real and the subject of ongoing scientific research. The idea is often referred to as ex utero gestation, meaning the growth and development of an embryo or fetus outside the biological womb. One of the most advanced systems so far is known as Extend, developed at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Researchers successfully sustained premature lambs inside transparent biobags, which functioned much like a womb. These biobags were filled with artificial amniotic fluid, carefully engineered to replicate the protective environment of pregnancy. Tubes and sensors manage the exchange of nutrients, oxygen, and waste, allowing the animals to grow for weeks in a way that closely mirrored natural development. The results were striking. The lambs demonstrated normal growth patterns, organ development, and even began to grow wool while inside these artificial wombs. Although Extend was never designed to replace natural pregnancy in humans, it offered a powerful proof of concept for supporting extremely premature infants who currently struggle with survival outside the womb. Scientists emphasize that this technology remains experimental, but it opens up profound possibilities. In the future, artificial wombs might help reduce neonatal mortality, provide safer options for mothers with life-threatening pregnancies, and deepen our understanding of early human development. While the idea of an artificial womb sounds revolutionary, the scientific and ethical challenges are enormous. Biologically, pregnancy is not just about providing a space for a fetus to grow. A mother's body performs a range of subtle but vital functions that are extremely difficult to replicate in machines. For instance, the womb constantly adjusts hormone levels to guide development, while also providing immune protection to shield the fetus from harmful pathogens. Even the vaginal microbiome plays an important role, influencing how an infant's immune system develops. Scientists would also need to solve the logistics of fertilization, implantation, and eventually the process of birth from such a device. Steps far more complex than simply sustaining life inside a fluid-filled chamber. Beyond science, the ethical questions are even thornier. If artificial wombs became possible, how would they affect traditional ideas of motherhood, fatherhood, and family? Some ethicists argue this could expand reproductive freedom, allowing people who cannot carry pregnancies, such as those with infertility or same-sex couples, to have biological children. Others worry it could commercialize reproduction, reducing birth to a transaction managed by corporations or wealthy individuals. In China, demographic pressures and rising infertility have fueled interest in reproductive innovation. Statistics show that infertility rates climbed from about 11.9% in 2007 to nearly 18% in 2020, affecting millions of couples. Within such a context, futuristic ideas like artificial wombs or even pregnancy robots can be framed as bold solutions. Proponents argue that if perfected, this type of technology could ease the burden of high-risk pregnancies, reduce maternal mortality, and give families facing infertility a chance to have biological children. Some optimists even envision a future where women are freed from the physical toll of pregnancy altogether, shifting the focus of family planning toward shared parenting rather than biological limits. Yet, the potential downsides are profound. Critics warn that reliance on machines for something as intimate as gestation risks detaching parenthood from the lived experience of pregnancy. Would children grown entirely in artificial wombs experience differences in bonding, health, or emotional development? Could governments, in the name of efficiency, pressure women to avoid natural pregnancy in favor of safer alternatives? Beyond that, the technology raises troubling questions of inequality. If only the wealthy could afford such devices, would society create a new divide between machine-born and naturally born children? At its core, the debate forces us to confront deep philosophical questions. What does it mean to carry a child? Can the empathy, connection, and vulnerability of pregnancy ever be engineered into a machine? Or would something essential to the human story be lost in the process? Got it, white heavy checkmark. You want me to take your summary section and expand it into about 250 words so it feels like a strong closing for your video script. Here's a polished version. In summary, the story of a Chinese pregnancy robot is not fact but fiction. It began as a viral hoax, cleverly packaged to grab attention with a blend of futuristic imagery and fear. No university, laboratory, or researcher has confirmed such a project, and official investigations have shown that the videos and claims online were either fabricated or misrepresented. That does not mean the idea behind it is entirely fantasy. Artificial womb research is indeed progressing, but it is still in its earliest stages and far from being able to support a full human pregnancy. Experiments with animals, like premature lambs sustained in biobag systems, demonstrate promise for neonatal care. These breakthroughs point to a future where fragile premature infants might have a better chance at survival. Yet translating such results to humans remains an immense challenge, scientifically, medically, and ethically. And that is where the real story lies. Technology may advance rapidly, but each step comes with questions we cannot ignore. How will artificial wombs reshape ideas of parenthood, family, and responsibility? Who will control and regulate such powerful systems? Could they reduce suffering, or might they deepen inequality and even exploitation? The viral pregnancy robot reminds us that sensational headlines can mislead, but also that public curiosity about these possibilities is very real. As we look ahead, it is worth asking ourselves, just because science might one day allow us to create life outside the human body, how far should we go?